Timothy Olyphant, /L? F. NT /OL-ih-fənt? NT, 1, born May 20, 1968 2, is an American actor. He made his acting debut in an off-Broadway theater in 1995, in The Monogamist, and won the Theatre World Award for his performance, and then originated David Sedaris' The Santaland Diaries in 1996. He then branched out to film. In the early years of his career, he was often cast in supporting villainous roles, most notably in Scream 2, 1997, Go, 1999, A Man Apart, 2003, and The Girl Next Door, 2004. He came to the attention of a wider audience with his portrayal of Sheriff Seth Bullock in HBO's Western Deadwood, 2004 to 2006, later reprising the role in Deadwood, the movie, 2019. He had starring roles in such films as Catch and Release, 2006, Hitman, 2007, A Perfect Getaway, 2009, and The Crazies, 2010, and he played the main antagonist, Thomas Gabriel, in Live Free or Die Hard, 2007. Olyphant was a recurring guest star in Season 2 of the FX legal thriller Damages, 2009. Olyphant's best-known performance to date has been as Deputy U.S. Marshal Raylan Givens in FX's modern-day Kentucky Southern Gothic Justified, 2010 to 2015, for which he was nominated for a Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Lead Actor in a Drama Series in 2011. Olyphant had guest appearances in numerous television sitcoms including The Office, 2010, The Mindy Project, 2013, and The Grinder, 2015 to 2016, for which he won a Critics' Choice Award. He also starred in the Netflix comedy series Santa Clarita Diet, 2017 to 2019, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood as James Stacy, 2019. He also played himself in a brief cameo, while simultaneously parodying his Justified character, in the NBC award-winning show The Good Place, 2020. In the same year, he guest-starred in Season 10 of Curb Your Enthusiasm, as well as the series Fargo and The Mandalorian. Olyphant was born in Honolulu, Hawaii, but moved to Modesto, California, at the age of 2. 3. His parents are Catherine, née Gideon, and J.V. Bevan Olyphant, who worked as Vice President of Production at Gallo Winery. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He has an older brother, Andrew, and a younger brother, Matthew. 9. His parents divorced when Olyphant was a teenager, both remarried. 10, 11, 12. He is of English, German, Scottish, Dutch, Irish, and 1/8 Russian Jewish ancestry. 13. Olyphant is a descendant of the Vanderbilt family of New York. His paternal fourth great-grandfather was family patriarch Cornelius Vanderbilt, his third great-grandfather was William Henry Vanderbilt, who doubled the family's railroad fortune, his great-great-grandmother was socialite Emily Thorne Vanderbilt, his great-grandmother was socialite Emily Vanderbilt Sloan, and his great-uncle was music producer John Hammond. 14-15. The surname Olyphant is of Scottish origin. 3. Another paternal fourth great-grandfather, Dr. David Olyphant, was born in Scotland and served as Director General of the Southern Hospitals during the American Revolutionary War. 16. His third great-grandfather, David Olyphant, and great-great-grandfather, Robert Morrison Olyphant, were both prominent businessmen. 15, 17, 18. Olyphant attended Modesto's Fred C. Bayer High School. 19. Growing up, he was embarrassed by the idea of acting, but enjoyed art and drawing. 2021. He swam competitively throughout his childhood and was a finalist at the 1986 Nationals, in the 200 meters individual medley. 22-23. He was then recruited to the University of Southern California by USC Trojan swimming coach Peter Dolland. 24-25. When Olyphant first visited the campus as part of a recruitment trip, he hoped to study architecture but was told it would be unmanageable with his training schedule. 2026-27. Instead, he opted to earn a Bachelor of Fine Arts. 3. After graduating in 1990, 24, Olyphant half-heartedly considered a career in commercial art. 21-28. While in the process of applying for a master's degree in fine arts and working as a swimming coach at Irvin Novaquatics, 29-30, Olyphant decided to move to New York to explore other options. 26. He initially performed stand-up comedy, I dabbled, before, and then there was a 6-month period where I did it with a certain commitment. Then I'd occasionally go back. 21, 28, 31, 32, ultimately, he decided to become an actor. In his final year of college, he had taken an acting class as an elective at UC Irvine and found it really enjoyable. 333, he completed a 2-year acting program at New York's William Esper Studio and began auditioning for roles. 34, 35, 36. Olyphant's first paid acting job was in a 1995 WB television pilot based on 77 Sunset Strip Legacy. Phyllis Huffman cast him in the role, but he did not have an opportunity to meet the show's producer, Clint Eastwood, who quit days before filming began. 37-38, later that year, he made his professional off-Broadway debut in the Playwrights Horizons production of The Monogamist 3940, and received the Theatre World Award for Outstanding Debut Performance. 41, he starred in the world premiere of the Santaland Diaries, 1996, at the Atlantic Theatre Company, a one-man play based on David Sedaris' essay about working as a Macy's department store Christmas elf. 42, Ben Brantley of the New York Times felt the charming Olyphant did a wonderful job when imitating other characters but had a harder time finding a convincing style for the running narrative. 43, Howard Kissel of the New York Daily News remarked that he delivered all the drollery with a perfect deadpan and a twinkle. 44, while David Patrick Stearns of USA Today described him as an excellent young actor who successfully projects the world weariness of a young 20-something who slowly evolves into somebody who just might believe in Christmas. 45. Olyphant made his feature film debut in The First Wives Club, 1996, as an eager young director who attempts to cast Elise Elliott, Goldie Hawn, who thinks she will be playing the leading lady, in the role of the elderly mother. 46, airing on the same day of that film's release, he made his television debut in the pilot of the CBS spy series Mr. and Mrs. Smith. 47-48, in 1997, Olyphant made a guest appearance as Officer Brett Faraday in 3 episodes of the ABC police drama High Incident 49, and returned to New York's Playwrights Horizons to play a supporting role in Plunge. 50, he also had minor roles in the romantic comedy A Life Less Ordinary 51, and the CBS television film Ellen Foster. 52, Olyphant's most high-profile role of 1997 was as a film student in the successful horror film Scream 2, bringing a degree of wild-eyed flair to the role, according to HitFix's Chris Egertson. 53-54, he later described the role as a gift. I had virtually nothing on my resume at that point. I'm sure some of it was made up. 54. Olyphant returned to television in 1998 for a guest starring role in an episode of the HBO sitcom Sex and the City, playing a love interest for Carrie Bradshaw. Sarah Jessica Parker later said the episode, Valley of the 20-something Guys, was her favorite of the series. 55. Also that year, he had supporting roles in the HBO war film When Trumpets Fade 56, and the independent ensemble drama 1999. 57-58. 2 little scene films were released in 1999, the drama Advice from a Caterpillar, in which Olyphant played the bisexual love interest of Cynthia Nixon's character, 59-60, and the offbeat ensemble comedy No Vacancy, in which he starred with Christina Ricci. 61, Olyphant received positive notices for portraying a drug dealer in the cult comedy Go, 1999. 835-62, Janet Maslin of the New York Times noted that the role was played with offbeat flair, 63-64, while Todd McCarthy of Variety described it as a deftly etched performance. 65, he was set to star in the fantasy film Practical Magic, but he was replaced by Aidan Quinn. 66-67. After Olyphant's performance in Go, the film's producer Mickey Little offered him his choice of parts in his next project The Broken Hearts Club, 2000, a romantic comedy about a group of gay friends living in West Hollywood. 68-69-70, The Village Voice's Dennis Lim commented that his leading performance was better than the film deserved. Olyphant is charismatic enough for his worst lines not to stick. 71, however, Mick LaSalle of the San Francisco Chronicle felt he played the part like a straight actor gaying it up. 72, Olyphant played a detective in the successful action film Gone in 60 Seconds, 2000, and joked in an interview about the challenges of playing second fiddle to a car. 46-73, his performance reminded the Washington Post's Stephen Hunter of a young Bill Paxton. 74. Olyphant was offered a starring role for a character called Dominic Toretto in another car film called Redline, that would later be retitled The Fast and the Furious. According to Sony producer Neil H. Moritz, the studio said, "If you can get Timothy Olyphant to play that role, we will greenlight the movie." Olyphant declined the role, which went to Vin Diesel. The film went on to be a massive success with 7 sequels to date. 75. Olyphant later discussed passing on a lot of roles earlier in his career. In 2011, when asked by The Hollywood Reporter what was the most absurd project he had ever been pitched, he replied, "I've passed on absurd projects and they have become enormous hits spawning numerous sequels, and I'm not in them." 76. In 2018, he reflected on passing on the role of Toretto in The Fast and the Furious, thinking it would be stupid and would bomb at the box office. 77. Olyphant also had supporting roles in the musical comedy Rockstar, 38, the crime drama Augie Rose, 78-79, and the romantic comedy Head Over Heels, all 2001. He starred in the short film Doppelganger, 2001-80, and appeared in an episode of the Sci-Fi Channel horror series Night Visions, 2002. 81.